that's what I use my gold claims for. My gem claims are what I've mined traditionally in the past to actually earn an income. Is I usually pick one of them and hire some locals to dig the dirt, put it into buckets for me. Then I classify the buckets in my garage and get the gems out and sell them. That's how my small time operations go. Uh, I flirted with trying to get investment into making a full blown diamond mine in Colorado. Um, I haven't followed through on that yet, but I think that my diamond claims have enough that some bank, Toronto Dominion or Goldman Sachs or someone would want to invest in that and make some American diamonds come to market. Uh, so that's I have my AMC shares, but I have a lot more value tied in with GME because I think it is truly the big play. And we got a super chat from Kevin. We'll do it quick. Kevin Thomas asks, "What options do you hold currently?" I have a whole bunch of metamaterial ones that, if things don't get exciting next week, I may be holding the bag on some of those. The $4 ones are in the money. I'll make money off those. I was really hoping to go higher back in September. I've got some for Emrin. I've got some for the VIX for December. Who else do I have? Oh, the Spurt ones, the support.com ones I have became these GREE ones, and I have no idea what's going on with them. It doesn't make any sense. I think they're useless now. Probably just lost nothing but money on that one. Thank you, support.com. Those are the options I think I currently hold. What I am doing, I've got 3 brokerage accounts that I have stuff in, so that if things do go bonkers, or when they do go bonkers, and I end up filthy rich, it's spread out. All the eggs aren't in one basket. I have an opal claim in Wyoming where there's opals the size of a car. So that's why I have multiple brokerage accounts, because if this thing takes off and I've got a lot of cash, all of a sudden I can easily spread that money out to several different brokerage accounts that all have a $500,000 insurance level. I have both. I have AMC, GME. I bought some Sears today. I have Koss. Those are kind of my meme stocks. I have a nominal IRA that I don't even look at. That was from when I taught at the Art Institutes. It was just a pain in the butt for me to do anything with it, so I haven't really touched it. Yeah. So, but what brokerages I use? I have 3 brokerage accounts. I have one with Robinhood I just used to do options. I have one with Fidelity and one with Schwab. And I moved to Fidelity and Schwab namely so I could buy OTC stocks. I invested in gold. I buy scrap metal and I turn it into gold, and that's my investment in it. I buy scrap electronics and old jewelry and stuff like that. What I got up there? I've got some lamperite from Wyoming. I have a really cool stone from Namibia. I'll just bring it over here because it's cool. This might be one of the most valuable rocks I have. This is a raw ore that has color change alexandrite in it from Namibia. And it's kind of a red-green alexandrite. And there's probably a couple hundred carats of it inside this rock. But I haven't done anything else with it because it's just so groovy. I just keep it there. But alexandrite is a very, very fine stone. First found in the Ural Mountains in Russia. Named after Prince Alexander. Lockdown haircut. Hey Wade, why do you think international torch buyers late to the party seem to have received their preferred shares before other investors? I have no idea. I've had my shares since like February maybe in Torchlight. Whenever it was like 89 cents, that's when I bought. And I've received nothing from the preferred shares out of the result of that. So I don't know. And the way it cooled is it became this basalt pegmatite where these really cool sunstones came out of. And I don't know if I have any of these sunstones here. I have a big bag of them somewhere. You can just go out and like, you know, each one's worth $1. And so as long as you can sit on the ground and pick these things up, you're making dollars and dollars and dollars. I have thousands of carats of them somewhere in like Ziploc bags. I don't know where I have them. They might be in the garage. I have plans for another treasure hunt. I'll be making an announcement probably at the end of the month as for how the mechanics of treasure hunt are going to work. But I will tell you now, I don't have the treasure for the treasure hunt. I'm going to rely upon you folks. So I'm going to launch a Kickstarter, and whatever is raised in the Kickstarter, I'll like buy gold coins and go hide them somewhere in the desert. So that's my plan. So I'm gonna do a Kickstarter for treasure, and I'm gonna go hide it and then do a treasure hunt with that. I do have a PayPal. Problem is that then my email address goes out to everyone. So I might have to figure out a secondary email address that I can attach to that, and maybe I can do a PayPal. I do have the Cash App on the description of the video if you want to send tips that way. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, so but the Patreon, people get confused because it shows like join the Patreon and it says some dollar amount, and that dollar amount is how much I get each month from subscriptions, which is like $300 and something, which thanks so much. That covers electric and phone and a lot of things that I use here. But you can send whatever amount you want into that, and I'll figure out a way to get the PayPal going with an email address that isn't the one I use all the time, so that doesn't get spread all over the internet and I have to answer emails constantly. This is something that I do think about a bit because, you know, you lie awake at night and you go, and you plot and plan. The way I see it is, how I'm going to do it is, I've got a price that will allow me to retire in comfort. And when the stock initially hits a share where if I were to magically sell all of my shares, I'd be rich and happy, I'm going to sell one. And then I'm going to set the price for the next share at 50% more than that, because that's what I have to do with Fidelity and other brokerages I have my shares in. So they don't allow me to set it for more than 50% the market price. I'll sell number 2 for 50% more of that. I'll sell number 3 for 50% more of that. I'll sell number 4 for 50% more of that. After a few cycles, it could possibly be in the millions of dollars a share. And if I feel like the volume has reached a point where the trading computers are going to shut off in not too long, I may dump the rest of them. Regardless, what that allows me to do is make all the money I'll ever need and be comfortable. Justin Smith, do you think it's smart buying metamaterial call options due to the large short interest? I did. I have $5, $6, $8, and $18 calls that are for a few months from now to 6-7 months from now. I'm betting on it. I got them pretty cheap, so I figured why not buy some informed lotto tickets and see what's happening. The only thing I've done is I invested a few $100 into some really undervalued shit coins, because for a while the hedge funds were causing these random coins to spike, and so I have like, I don't know, 50 million Shiba Inu coins, and just to see if they ever push it and make it spike out of randomly, because, you know, get a few $1,000, why not? I have a baseball card collection from back in the day. I have a pretty good baseball card collection. There's a $25 gift card to the brewery. I have like $600 in gift cards to the brewery that I don't use because I don't drink. Jesus G. Metamaterials shares or options? Yes. I have shares, and I also bought some lotto ticket options for off in the future, like $18 options for a year from now, because, you know, they can fire if this stock squeezes the next few weeks, those options will be worth quite a bit of money several weeks from now. So Graphene Manufacturing Group, they are a company that came out of research at Queensland University, or University of Queensland in Australia. And basically it's an Australian company, but they're traded on the Toronto Exchange. And I bought their shares through Fidelity because I have the ability to do international trades on Fidelity. What do I do with the gold? So I am a certified art miner. Uh, that is there's a nonprofit called artminer.org, which certifies you for not using chemicals to classify the materials, so not using mercury or cyanide and things like that. And if you get certified, you can sell your gold for actually above market price. And so I do that with my raw mine gold. I don't do it with the gold I get from recycling. They're going to turn off the buy button for Sears Holdings. So you have to have, if you want to play with Sears, you have to have it in your account by September 3rd. And they will only let you sell after that. You cannot buy anymore. So I have all the shares of it in my account I can get. And I'm holding out for that, Okay, Andrew, can you give me a thesis for why GME is better buy than AMC? Convince me to sell my AMC and buy GME. Is there DD on number of GME synthetics? I have both. I am more heavily invested in GME. But I'm at so few shares because I only spent like $2,000 on my shares back in February. That what I have left, I can sell at this price, and my grandkids, can be the snootiest, meanest, snobbiest, most spoiled assholes in the entire world with that kind of money. Some people said that they're going to, when the first signs of ridiculous prices are happening, they're going to sell a good chunk of them and then hold rest for the infinity pool and so on. I am not so rich in shares that I have hundreds or thousands of them that I can sit and wait on like other people. I've got the ones I have. I've got several dozen of them, and that's what I got. The one thing about cost, and I have 50 shares or whatever it costs. And until GME is 10 times the price of GameStop, then the ratio of explosion is going to still be in GME's favor. So that's why I'm I have GME here, I've got AMC here, I've got the other meme stocks, metamaterial costs, things like that down here, and then they've got some fun OTC stocks that are down in the bottom that you can buy 600,000 shares for $200 and just maybe it all goes to $1. Who knows? That's a nice win. But those are definitely more lotto tickets than anything else. Less of guarantees than GME or AMC. Those guys. I'm going to sell my first share at where if I sold all my shares I could easily retire. So I'm going to sell one share at that price. For me, that price is around $100,000. The next share, in Fidelity, I can set my limit to 50% higher than the market price. So if I sell a share for $100,000, that's my ding ding. It's my alert going off. I can then set a share at 150. And when that one sells, I can set one for 50% higher at 225. When that one sells, I can set for 50% higher at 337 and change. When that one sells, I can set it for 500 and whatever. When that one sells, 700 and something. And by the time I get to my seventh share, I'm selling shares for over $1 million a share. By the time I get to my 14th share, I'm selling for $20 million a share. By the time I get to my 21st share, the total amount I've made is around $1 billion off those first 21 shares, and I still have a sizable chunk for the infinity pool. Now this lady on Twitter, she was telling me like, why would you start selling $100,000 when I can just wait? I've got 100 shares and I can just wait until the price is $10 million and I could sell them all and I can make $1 billion. I was like, cool, you just sold your 100 shares for $1 billion, awesome job. I just sold 21 for $1 billion and still have 79 left to play with. CBDBC. Do you think Shiba will blow up when the squeeze is done? I hope so. I have like 54 million of them on a whim. I'd love for them to get like to a couple of cents. That's, we're talking almost retirement area there. If it gets to $1, damn son, I'd be so happy. I haven't tried to sell. I use Schwab for dirt cheap penny stocks. I don't really have any big holds in Schwab of anything that's meaningful. So I have no idea. But with penny stocks, you can set weird prices. I bought Black Dragon because they did that NFT dividend, and I bought it at I think 0.0004, and it sells every once in a while for 0.0006 and 0.0007. It bounces up there every once in a while, but mostly kind of falls back to 0.004. But people are sometimes stupid and they don't realize what decimals are, and so I set my 600,000 shares at a limit sell at 0.005. So basically 10 times higher than the price, and waiting to see if somebody's dumb enough to accidentally do that in their when they're setting their orders, and they'll buy my shares for 10 times what it's worth. It happens every once in a while. Excellent. I need to go back to Colorado. I haven't visited my diamond claim there in quite a while. There's a few groups that will buy physical gold. I am registered through artminer.org as an artisanal miner, so the gold that I dig from the earth I don't use chemicals on, and I can sell that for actually 115% market price through artminer.org. And then those folks can take that gold, and then they make them into rings and whatnot, and they sell them to yuppies who want to be able to prove that there's no slave labor and no weird chemicals used in their gold. But the gold I recycle, because I have to use chemicals to recycle the gold, I can't sell through ArtMiner, so I'll sell it to gold mutual funds. I'll go to mining shops where they'll buy it for like 95 to 97% the spot price. So if gold's trading at $1,000, they'll buy it for like 970. Cool, whatever. It's a recycled material, profit's profit. Or I can take nuggets or ingots that I make, I can sell them on eBay. Half the time I get it right around the spot price for the gold on eBay. So I get pretty good money for pure gold on eBay. I still haven't done a large portion of silver yet. I have a whole bunch of silver that's been diluted or dissolved in nitric acid, but you usually want to wait for like a garbage can full of the stuff to really get significant silver out of it. So that's just sitting in buckets waiting. And I've got a lot more gold to recycle, which will pull more silver out of there. So I'll collect more silver as I do more gold. And I turned off share lending with Fidelity, so I'm not worried about them lending my shares out. So I don't know if I purchased long synthetics from someone else, but I'm not worried about them lending my shares out. And I don't want to have to deal with computer shares. Really antiquated graphic user interface, which is just a pain in the butt. I'd rather, Fidelity's is annoying enough, but I don't want to deal with computer shares. And especially when it comes time to sell, it's easier to set limits in Fidelity and set it and forget it than it is to deal with the weird stuff in computer shares. So I'm not bothering to register my shares. It took 2 months to transfer my stuff out of Robinhood into Fidelity, and I have no desire to transfer things out of Fidelity. So I'm just gonna keep them in there. I haven't tried to take any money out of there in a while. The only things I have in Robinhood are options plays, because it's just so much quicker and easier, I'll be honest, to buy and sell options in there. So, if my metamaterial options keep printing, I may be where you are, try and take some money out. We'll see. David Ha. Hey, Houston, I have metamaterial calls for October 15th. Strike price haven't hit yet. Should I sell? I have a bunch as well, and I'm hoping that metamaterial climbs a bit more before I sell. Yeah, credit unions are a good way to go. I admit I am terrible. I still bank with Wells Fargo. Because I don't have any credit unions around that I can transfer to. They're local. So, I have a Schwab account. I use that for, penny stocks that I can't get through Fidelity. Cause if I like to play with really weird penny stocks, I have a whole bunch of, fern fossils I got out of a road cut. There's all this slate, and I just started pulling out, and it's just fern fossils. So I have like probably tens of thousands of dollars in fern fossils that I want to turn into a really cool epoxy table someday. I just haven't got around to doing it. I have a lot of silver, Mary Chang. I do, because not only have I mined it, but I also recycle lots of electronics and jewelry. And so to do that, I have got to dissolve everything into acid baths. And the first bath you put it in is nitric acid. Nitric acid dissolves out silver and copper and lots of other metals and leaves the gold behind. Then you filter that into like a filter paper, suck that out, and all the gold is left behind. And then you put that gold into an aqua regia bath. It's a mixture of nitric acid and hydrochloric acid, and then that dissolves the gold. And so the old nitric acid you have just contains a whole bunch of silver, and the acid starts to turn really blue from all that silver. And to get that silver out, to make a silver oxide, I believe, you dump salt in, just salt, and then it forces the silver to precipitate out and turns into the sludge. Then there's, what's this stuff? It's a phosphate of some kind. I can't remember for the life of me what's on that label. But put this sulfate crap in there, and then that takes out the oxygen, leaves the silver behind, and then you can just melt that sucker in a kiln and have pure 0.99999 grade silver as a result. But I get all my gold from mining and recycling. So I just have Houston made ingots.